Good evening. Yeah, good win for us. As far as what the mission is to win the game. Disappointed in some stretches, obviously, in the first half and in the second half when we went up 13. I thought we had an opportunity to extend the lead with some good solid plays. It felt like we took a couple of steps forward and felt like we took a couple of steps backwards tonight. And we got to get back to it, watch it, get better. And you're ready for a really good Butler team on Saturday in Indianapolis.
Questions from the players?
Mayor, I think you're 14 and 15 the last two games. Is that your aggression around the rim? It seems as if you're taking the ball to the basket a little harder. Or your teammates know that you're around the rim and give it up to you?
I think both of those play a big part in why I'm 14 for 15.
Off the dribble, why are you more aggressive? It seems as if you're more aggressive taking the ball to the basket.
I think I told Kim I got to be better for the team, so I think I'm just taking advantage of what's put in front of me and doing what I do best.
Cole, you had an opportunity to start the second half. Obviously, Oswald had some foul trouble. Just talk about your opportunity and trying to make the most of it, trying to give Oswald better balance from the center position.
Yeah, it was a pretty good opportunity to kind of prove what I've been working on in practice. The coaches they really kind of challenged me for those last 2 weeks, put me in a tough situation, see how I would respond, and I feel like I'm going in the right direction today. But it's a long season, so I got to keep playing well on my opportunities, and I feel like we'll be great.
Jameer, Kim told us last game that after practice you want to watch film with him. Where'd you get that work ethic from? Where's that derived from?
Just me pushing myself to be better every day. Like I said, I can't tell Kim I want to be better and not do things like watch film and just be dialed in to what he wants. So.
Yeah, Cole, you talk about your aggressiveness and maybe not trying to do too much but playing within the game.
Yeah, it was just a change of my mindset for this past practice, playing with more effort, playing with more energy to kind of give my team that spark off the bench that we need.
Jameer, 5 offensive rebounds. Just how much is that stress to you guys as a team, or is that just an extra effort by you?
I think that's an extra effort for me. My teammates and my coach has been on me about rebounding. I haven't been playing as hard as I could, and once I played as hard as I could, that's the result. So.
Any more questions for the players? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? Yeah, Kim, what were the steps forward that you thought you took?
I thought when I look back at, it's all a blur now in the past. I'm thinking about tonight's game. But I thought defensively we took some steps forward, with some just structural things defensively. Pictures, patterns you see on the court, the guys were doing them. Tonight I thought it was a step in the wrong direction. I thought we started off the game with that focus defensively, but it wasn't sustained. We had, again, in the second half, I think they started 2 for 11 in the second half. We had a good group out there for a stretch, a bigger group. We did a lot of switching, a couple possessions of zone. It's just when I think of tonight in my mind, I think just of pictures of Jalen in my head, of Mila. I think of Cole especially. Cole and Jameer really stick out as they just played hard. We've been showing Cole, some edits of different players around college basketball where just playing hard is their superpower. Really challenging Jameer about his rebounding. He had 0 at halftime. Called him out about it in front of everyone, and he comes out in the second half and he changed the game with his effort going to the glass. And as athletic as he is, as big as he is, as strong as he is, and as great a shape as he is, he should be a rebounding machine. And we're going to keep getting better. That's where we are. We just got to keep getting better.
Kim, is it fair to say that you guys, with Duncan back, kind of like going through another remake a little bit? Bringing back a big piece and trying to integrate him back in the.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we played Colorado whenever it was, November 14th, I think. We get back late. We practice the next day. He has a concussion. He's out for a while. And now this was another step forward to him integrating back. The game was fast for him a little bit when he got out there. But again, he's been up and down 4 days. Day before, URI, yesterday and today. So he's still getting integrated, getting back. We are excited to have him back because his size is going to be a plus. He didn't play great tonight in his minutes, but that's okay. That's okay. We have a very deep team. It's going to be a different guy every night. But as we get on to this and we get to Big East play, I do want to start knowing the guys we're going to depend on. Osmond was sick. He had a stomach bug after the URI game, so he hasn't done anything the last 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Didn't practice yesterday. Just did shoot around today. So.
How big was it to get Cole up to like 20 minutes before Big East play?
We needed him. We needed him. I mean, when we built this team, and as we got to practices, it was looking like Cole and Osmond are each going to be at about 20 minutes. Cole wasn't playing his best as he was getting acclimated. It takes guys that transfer up a level. It used to be you JUCO guys. It would take them about half a season until they really get ready. And it's looked like it's taken Cole half a season. I love to see him catch, turn, dunk today. I love to see him protecting our rim today, his rebounding presence on both ends. I really enjoy watching him play today and excited to, Osmond will be better. And now we're going to have Osmond and Cole. P's got, Pateras has gotten some opportunity. Now we got to get Duncan back up to speed, and that's our front court.
Can you talk about what happens in that half a season? Like, obviously Cole talked about more effort, but what else goes into it, or is it?
Yeah, failures. What other people look at as failures, but learning opportunities. Your minutes go down. You have tough practices. You have tough days. You watch film. Your confidence gets shots a little bit, but all the while you're getting better. And Cole's been great. Of one, never ever blaming anyone other than himself. He's looked right in the mirror. When his position, lost his position a little bit. P got an opportunity, didn't pout, came to work the next day. We had a day preparing for FDU. We put him on the scout team. And sometimes the scout team can get your game right. He was getting busy. He was getting busy as whoever FDU's five-man was. He was getting busy. And, Kerbeck, you were up top watching that day. He had a good day. And he was like, he started to get his rhythm back. And, I hope today is something we can take to move forward.
Coming out of non-conference, just how prepared do you feel this team is for Big East?
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot. We've played 5 high major opponents, which is, I think we've tested ourselves. You only beat one of them, which, you like to beat 4 or 5 of them. 7 is, about 3 games less than where we wanted to be. But now it's time to work. Our defense was 11th in the Big East, leaving San Diego. We had a couple of games and got it up to 9th, and after the day is right back to 11th. So that's what we're talking about. As I go and look at our metrics, our defensive metrics, I want to see us keep climbing up the Big East ladder in defensive efficiency.
Tim, just the roster you built, how has that helped you keep the players honest in terms of the minutes that they're going to get on game night?
Yeah, it's great. I got my little rotation sheet that I, follow for about 10 minutes or so in the game and maybe the second half, but it's that sheet means nothing unless the toughness, the discipline, how hard you play is being met to the standard. And when that's not, it's finding a group of guys that will work. And, Jameer keeps just putting himself in position as see his minutes go up and up and up, more and more and more. There is no go-to guy on this team. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. The go-to guy on this team is the open man. Love to hear Jameer answer one of your questions that way. I think it was you. He said just making the right play. You know, taking what the game. Oh, it was Kevin taking what the game gives him. That's when we went all our guys doing.
Can you win like that without a go-to guy?
I think so. I think so. I think who was UConn's when they won back-to-back national champions? I don't know. They had 6 big-time players. The game dictates, the defense dictates what the ball wants.
Kim, a couple close losses at Hinkle these past few years. You know, what are your thoughts on taking on Butler to open up Big East play this season?
Yeah, different game, different players on both ends. You know, I had a great game there 2 years ago. Josh's son's birthday, missed him. Corey, you know, had a shot at the rim. You know, last year had great opportunities. Rich had a great game there last year. It's a great venue. Every venue in the Big East is. So they're playing well. Tough loss the other day against Boise, but they're playing really well. They're playing really well. Dad has done a great job building that team.
Kim, speaking of, how was Rich and was any update on Daquan?
Yeah, you know, they're out right now. You know, Daquan has a previous injury and doesn't feel good enough to go. Rich as well. You know, he had 2 concussions in a small time frame, less than 30 days, and doesn't feel comfortable enough to go.
Any like an MRI for Daquan or anything like that, or is just kind of rest right now?
Yes, he's had imaging. Yeah.
Any chance that either one of them could redshirt?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any more questions?
Thanks, guys.